When it comes to HBCU football or any football in the FCS level, we're used to our universities being used as a chance at redemption or an opportunity for players to finally find themselves. And with the transfer portal being more active than it's ever been, we're starting to see HBCUs as well as other small universities get the opportunity at landing some great talent. But sometimes that great talent comes with a lot of baggage. Being an HBCU grad myself, I've seen firsthand that a lot of great talent come to smaller universities. And normally when a big name player lands at an HBCU, it's because it was probably their last opportunity. And that leads me to my conversation today. I wanted to discuss Ryan Pellum, a guy who was one of the top receivers in California just a year or so ago. He was scheduled to be the next talented wide receiver at a huge university, but then his life took a crazy turn. It all started about a year ago, where Ryan Pellum was a 4-star recruit coming out of Long Beach, California. He was a top 150 player who had electrifying speed and great route running. If you left it up to the scouts, they say that he checked all of the boxes that you would look for in a receiver. At Millikan High School, Pellum was a walking highlight reel. And for his senior year, he had 66 catches, almost 1,000 yards, and 11 touchdowns. And he even earned a spot in the Polynesian Bowl, which is a bowl that only elite players get invited to. The scouts love him. Even Greg Biggins from 24/7 Sports spoke highly of this kid. One of his quotes stated that Pellum was an explosive kid, natural pass catcher, deep threat, highly competitive, plays with a chip on his shoulder, and he projected him as a slot receiver but versatile enough to line up anywhere. And he expected him to be an impact college player with NFL upside. So yeah, the potential was there and the hype was real. But football careers are kind of tricky. They don't always go in a straight line. So during Pellum's senior year, he committed to Oregon after decommitting from the University of Southern Cal. And as a true freshman on a star-studded team like the Oregon Ducks, you can expect to be sat maybe your freshman year or even your sophomore year. And that was the type of treatment that Pellum got. He didn't see much time on the field. Actually, he only saw 11 snaps, 8 of those being on special teams. And it was obvious that the transition from a high school celebrity to just a regular old Joe on a star-studded Oregon Ducks team was a little too much for Pellum to handle at that moment. And that's when we saw things take a huge turn off the field. During the holidays, Ryan went back home to visit his family in Long Beach. And that's where he got in trouble with the law. Now brace yourself for this moment. While back at home, Ryan ended up getting charged with aggravated assault. The details stated that he pistol whipped the man. Instead of taking it to trial, he ended up pleading no contest. And the judge handed him probation. He also had to complete a 52-week anger management program and 100 hours of community service. Along with those orders, he had to give up his right to own a firearm. And that right there could have been the end of his story, which would have been another promising career going down the drain before it even started. But here's the part that flips everything. Ryan gets another chance at living out his dream. And his chance at redemption will start this year at Delaware State University. And as you guys know, Delaware State has DeSean Jackson as their head coach. This is his first season coaching Delaware State, and he gets a guy like Ryan Pellum, a 4-star receiver, a guy who kind of reminds him of himself. And I think this is a great opportunity for Ryan because he will have a chance to be mentored by DeSean Jackson, a guy who is from California and can relate to Ryan in a totally different way. Oh, and it doesn't stop there. Delaware State also brought in Sammy Parker, who actually was a receiver for the Oregon Ducks himself. And it's crazy how all of this stuff is aligning because you have DeSean Jackson, a guy who's from California, who played receiver, who can relate to the struggles of Ryan, and you're also bringing in a former Oregon wide receiver. So that means Ryan is currently surrounded by 2 guys who can help him live out his NFL dreams. Now let's put this in perspective. Ryan has 4 years of eligibility left. He's got the raw talent and he's walking into a system where he could be the guy right away. And with the Hornets opening against in-state rival Delaware on August the 28th, we could see very quickly whether this second chance lights a fire under him or if the baggage from Oregon still follows him. But if he locks in, he could still live up to the hype that the scouts had for him coming out of high school. Because let's be real, a kid with that much talent doesn't just forget how to play football. The question is, can he grow from his mistakes? And finally, let that chip on his shoulder fuel him instead of derail them. So what you guys think? Is this Ryan's redemption era under DeSean Jackson and the Delaware State Hornets? Or is this the last shot before the door closes for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know. And as always, man, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Hit that like button, that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. And we're out of here. Peace.